Hey everyone, Anders here with another Black Desert video. I'm going to go over the boss rush mode in the new content expansion for the game today. This content may get some changes down the road, but this is what we have to work with as of the making of this video. Boss Rush, or Black Shrine as it's called in game, is the new grind for this region. There are no normal grind zones. Instead, you unlock bosses you can challenge whenever you wish. There are some limitations you should be aware of, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. First, you need to complete the main story to unlock each boss. This will take you around 12 hours or so, depending on how fast your horse is, how fast you're going through the dialogue. Most cutscenes cannot be skipped, so bear that in mind. When you do unlock the bosses, you will unlock the summon area for each one. You can see where they are on the map or auto path to them with the Black Shrine UI. You must be in these areas to enter the boss arenas. All of the boss fights are instanced, so you will not be able to get help or be attacked. Potions also do not work in Black Shrine. You have to rely on health orbs that spawn around the arena. Each boss will be weak to one of three elements. Spirit of Solstice, Spirit of Lunar, and Spirit of Earth are the elements. We're just going to call them Sun, Moon, and Earth to make it easier. Sun elemental bosses are weak to the same type, so if the boss you're fighting is a Sun elemental, you want to focus on Sun damage. The way you do this is by allocating points into your elemental stats. You start out with one level in each element, and through the story you will get light gems that can be used to increase your power in your chosen element. If at any time you want to reset your allocated points, you can do so by paying 2 million silver. Every time you allocate an orb to an element, you can also boost your AP and DP for that element by a certain amount. Every orb gives you 3 points to use. So if you want to put all those points into AP and then down the road you change your mind, you can just reset your points by paying 500,000 silver. The more points you allocate into one element, the easier a boss encounter for that element will be. This is because 90% of the damage you do to these bosses come from these elemental attributes. Only 10% of the damage comes from your actual gear. You'll notice these charms on each boss screen. They'll tell you what levels of difficulty are available for each boss. The ones you've completed are going to look like they're torn charms, and from the get-go you have access to the first 5 levels of difficulty. The first 5 levels can be completed in any order you want. If you feel like you're strong enough, you think you can take on level 5 difficulty straight away, you can do that. You will probably fail, but you can do that. But for the 6th level of difficulty and above, you must clear level 5, then level 6, then level 7, and so on. I'm telling you right now, level 1 can one-shot you if you're going stealth through the story. You haven't received all the light gems. If you're not properly spec'd, you're gonna have a bad time. Level 5 is gonna require a lot of learning the boss mechanics more than relying on your damage, so I recommend you wait till you finish the story again to begin running Black Shrine. This will give you the most damage potential since you'll have all the light gems available at the time of this video. Now, a super important point, there's a lot of misinformation on this one thing, and that is the counter limit. What is this 0 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 counter you see on each boss page? This counter tells you how many boss clears you have done for the week. This is overall for your account, so even if you switch to a different character, you'll have that many clears already set. So every time you clear a boss on a new difficulty, you're going to consume 1 ticket. You get 5 per week. There are 9 bosses, so if you do 1 level of difficulty per boss, you will only be able to choose 5 bosses to complete per week. Then next week, you can either do the other 4 or the higher difficulties for the 5. Up to you. Either way, 5 clears is all you get per week. The reason it's this way is to incentivize you to grind out clear times for each boss. This is because the boss fights themselves don't immediately give you loot. So even though you completed the fight, you beat the boss, you don't get anything right away. At the end of the week, Black Shrine will reset, and depending on where you're ranked with your class on that specific boss, on that specific difficulty, you'll get rewards. The better you do compared to other players of the same class, the better rewards you get. And now here's a second super important bit of information. You can clear any difficulty you've done as many times as you want. So if your tickets are done for the week and you manage to clear Kumio level 1, you can run Kumio level 1 as many times as you want in hopes of bettering your clear time. If you want to try and complete level 5 even though you know you'll probably fail, You can also do that as long as you have tickets. You can try an encounter any number of times until you actually succeed. Failing doesn't mean you'll lose a ticket, so you can keep trying and learning the fight. This is the grinding aspect for the new region, Boss Rush Clear Speed, to get maximum loot every week. Some of the loot you can get is extremely high value, so maximizing the amount of loot you can get is really good, at least right now. What we don't know is how this Black Shrine mode will age over the coming weeks. That's Black Shrine in a nutshell. Like I said, it is still too early to say how valuable it is running these and going for the best clear speed right now because we haven't had a weekly reset yet, but as soon as we do, I'll let you know. Once we get a few weeks of clears in Korea, I'll make an updated guide to let you know how it's being received by Korean players, how I'm personally doing on a relatively new account, and what the money per week is looking like. Before I leave you, I do have some personal negatives to say about some of the encounters, hoping they change in the coming weeks. For example, some bosses do hit stun you and put away your weapons, which no one likes. Some of the encounters just bug out, wasting your time. One of them starts you in an area where the ads for that encounter are already smacking you before you're even able to move, which is annoying. And one encounter has no visual indicator of where to go, so I spent about 7 minutes running around looking for the boss. There is no time limit for these, so I was there for a while, and judging by the clear times for that one, I wasn't the only one getting lost. Let me know what you think of the Black Shrine Boss Rush mode for the game. I'll have more Land of the Morning Light content on the channel. At the end here, I'll include level 1 and level 2 of the King encounter, so you can see the differences between a level 1 encounter and then a level 2 to see what changes in terms of mechanics, what changes in terms of damage, so you can see by the time we get to level 5, things are going to get more challenging. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.